AI can only see what you are telling it. It can only look at a situation through your perspective. So an analogy would be you are sitting in a hole and you're describing to the AI, man, I'm sitting in the hole. It's really dark. It's damp. I don't know how to get out of this, but, it doesn't feel really good. So that's all the AI knows. And that's, the perspective you give it. Now, a coach or a therapist is outside of the hole. It can look down into the hole and it can understand and empathize, but it can also help you to have a different perspective, to show you the way, to be of a whole different guidance, because it doesn't buy into. A therapist or coach doesn't buy into that whatever you're dealing with right now will always be like this. It actually knows that there are ways to overcome this challenge, to get out of this hole. And that holding the space and that belief is something that requires a therapist or a coach to not go down in the hole with you, but really stay outside and reach down and help you get out. Now, thirdly, an AI also is usually not challenging you. This is one of the things that I find so important in a coaching relationship, that you are challenged, that you are asked, are you sure that what you're telling me here is correct? Is it really how, these things happened? Often when we are in a therapeutic situation, there is, of course, at the beginning, an intake. Sometimes the intake takes, 2 or 3 hours just to really fully understand what a person's life looks like. And during this time, I often ask deeper questions, because we all have our stories, right? We all just, have, kind of the pitch of how we like to see ourselves, how we like to frame our past. And usually no one really asks us any more questions about that. And certainly not the AI, because the AI only takes whatever you say as face value. So when you ask deeper questions, you already see that some of the veneer of that story is cracking. Example would be that someone comes to me and says, don't talk to me about my childhood. It was really fine. My parents were super supportive. There was no trauma. I had really missed out on nothing. I was given all the opportunities in the world. And you think, wow, great. Okay, so nothing really to look into here. And so when I ask a little bit further, I hear then, well, my mother was so busy. She wasn't really available when I was stressed or anxious. I just didn't want to bother her. Or, my father always said I'm, so smart. I'm so capable. I can reach any goal I want to set myself. And they put a lot of pressure on me because I didn't want to let them down. I didn't want to disappoint my parents. So now we are already having a whole different concept of childhood, a concept of, being often, left alone with the emotional challenges, having to somehow figure out things without the parental guidance. And on the other hand, there is then also that, stress, that pressure of having to be special or having to meet expectations that may early on already have felt like a conditional acceptance, a conditional love. And AI wouldn't find that out, because an AI wouldn't ask those questions. It wouldn't really go any deeper. It wouldn't, see the blind spots. And so again, this is where a human interaction, a lived experience really makes a big difference. Now, an AI also is, in many ways, a flattering and, very supportive machine. And they're built for people to not just, feel like, whoa, you're telling me that I'm wrong? No, that's not, I don't want to hear you anymore. I don't want to go to you anymore. They are built for people to go back over and over again. And so, being always, complimentary, always telling someone that, yes, you're on the right track. No, don't let other people talk you out of this. Well, that's what they do. So there is no real critical element. There is no real awareness of the AI that a person sometimes needs to have a reality check, needs to, be told, wait a second, you are right now going way off in the wrong direction. The AI doesn't necessarily want to, again, challenge you for what you're doing and telling you, well, you're spending way too much time talking to me. Don't you have a family to take care of? Don't you have a job to go to? No, it is just like its own little universe that you partake in, and eventually you get totally pulled into it, and it's hard to find a way out. And that, dopamine rush you're getting from someone who always says, well, brilliant idea, well, very good question, well, I think this is exactly the way you should do it. Well, that feeling is, of course, something a lot of people are missing. And if you are struggling with, mental health issues, of course, that feels good. And that's why the AI as a mental health coach or therapist is almost dangerous, because it can really pull you in and get you onto the completely wrong track.
Hi, Dr. Friedemann here. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you're interested in learning more about fear and anxiety, here you'll find guided meditations, webinars, and interviews with some of the most renowned experts in the field of empowerment. Delve into the over 230 videos and more to come every week.